Thank you for browsing page 121. We're going to again browse the monster manual for a very fun encounter, lycanthropes. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the werewolf. I love the werewolf. They're so much fun. But we got a general entry for lycanthropes, including the werebear, the wereboar, the were-rat, the were-tiger, and of course the werewolf. There are many, many other kinds of were-creatures in 1st and 2nd edition AD&D, and they're easily found. But we're going to talk about the werewolf itself, just the one on the end here. 3 to 18 appearing, armor class 5, 4+3 hit dice, 1 attack, 2 to 8 damage, surprise on 1 to 3, average intelligence, chaotic evil, and they're medium. Lycanthropes or lycanthropes, I've heard it both ways. I say lycanthrope as in lycanthropy. So lycanthropes are humans with the ability to assume animal form. During the hours of darkness, they most commonly shape change to their animal form. In periods of the full moon, lycanthropes are 90% likely to be compelled to assume their alter shape. They usually move about as humans for whatever purposes they may have. Each type has its own language, which is spoken in addition to common. Any humanoid creature bitten by a lycanthrope for damage equal to or greater than its 50% of its total potential, but not actually killed and eaten, is infected by the disease of lycanthropy. If the person is carrying belladonna, there's a 25% chance this will cure the affliction if eaten within 1 hour. Note that this infusion will incapacitate the person for 1 to 4 days, and there's a 1% chance of the poison in it killing the creature. Otherwise, a cure disease spell from a 12th level patriarch must be placed upon the creature within 3 days, or it will become lycanthrope in 7 to 14 days. There are some other forms of lycanthropes, but these are very rare in the extreme. And then it goes on to give a general description. Interesting that the 12th level spell has to be cast specifically by a patriarch, a male cleric. That's an interesting thing. And it is something I actually enforce. I realize this book was written in 1977, and they just meant patriarch as in high-level cleric. But I like that it gave us a gender-specific thing. It adds a new wrinkle for when the players are trying to go ahead and get that cure. As far as the werewolves go, I have used them forever in D&D. It was one of the earliest monsters I started putting out there. All are hit only on +1 or better weapons. All lycanthropes have standard resistance, and then of course silver weapons would work against lycanthropes too. In the old days of prehistoric D&D, we used to actually pay to have silver weapons made in case we encountered lycanthropes. I always carried at least a backup dagger with a silver blade, just in case. So now we're going to look at the werewolf itself. We're going to touch a little bit more on it. I like that picture of the werewolf. That looks so cool. So much like Larry Talbot from the old Wolfman films. Werewolf. In their human form, werewolves are very difficult to detect, for they can be nearly of any build or either sex. Werewolves are prone to retain bipedal form in their wolf state. But wolves which are to become men, always take normal wolf form. Both sorts are likely to be found in a pack. Werewolf packs can be family group if they number 5 to 8. Family packs consist of a male, female, and 3 to 6 young of 60 to 90% growth. The male will fight at +2 hit and damage each time he hits if the female is attacked or the cubs are attacked. If the cubs are attacked, the female will attack at +3 and do full damage possible each time she hits. The young fight at -4 to -1 according to their maturity and inflict 2 to 5 points of damage / shock or attack, spur attack. And of course, these would be bites. I have done werewolves a few different ways. I have done this standard kind many, many times. I have gone ahead and remembered that Earth, Greyhawk's world, has 2 moons, Selene and Luna. So I have actually done werewolves that were tied to one moon or the other, and then some more powerful werewolves that are tied to both. And I do the elder werewolf, where they're so old that they can control their shape change, whatever the phase of the moon or moons. And I've beefed up their hit dice. I've gone as high as 12 dice in a standard D&D game with werewolves. I've also, at my table, given the claw, bite routine to my werewolves rather than just 1 bite. I give them 3 shots in a round. The claws each do 1 to 6, with the bite doing the 1 to 8. The bite is the only thing that can inflict lycanthropy, except it's not impossible to have the werewolf licking his paws and then attack. So it depends on my mood. It depends on the game. It depends on the players, which I'll go with that. But I find werewolves to be extremely versatile, which is why I like using them. They're great as that rescued player character that's in a couple of the old D&D modules. The non-player character, rather, you rescue the non-player character, and they're going with you, and everything's fine. And it turns out that that person's a werewolf. You can have werewolves that end up kind of being patrons for the group to find some magical item or be involved in some way. I've used them that way as well. I've just used them as shop owners in small towns or villages, and they happen to also be lycanthropes. So there's a lot of ways to use them, especially, like I said, when you have a planet that has 2 moons. How you want to use them is up to you. You could end up with werewolves being active a very great amount of time, depending on what you count as a full moon. Is half of Selene and half of Luna, does that equal a full moon? It might, I don't know. So I'm pretty loose on that, and when my werewolves are encountered, they can always pretty much change. But that's at my table. Let me know what you guys do. You could have a different take on it. You can say lycanthrope, which I've also heard and I have no issue with. But as I said, I have said lycanthrope. Lycanthropy is the root word of it. So that is the illness that causes werewolfism. So that's where I get my pronunciation from, but I'm standing by it. So there you go. That's all I've got today to say on these shape-changing creatures. Let me know what you think, what you've done with them, how much fun they have been at your table, or how much of a problem they've been. Have you ever had a player turn werewolf? I actually have. I've done it a couple of times. The old licking the claws, claw bite routine. I was able to accumulate enough hit points on a few characters that they had to actually go seek out that patriarch and find it. And the fun thing was I let a female high-level cleric be present, but because of the patriarch, they had to go and find the male, and she was offended. It was fun. It was good role-playing. That's all I've got to say today on page 121. Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Take a look at the Patreon. Help me out there. And I'll see you next time.